Hey guys, it's Gagoric77 here. Have you ever watched shows like Quantum Leap, played games like LEGO Dimensions, or perhaps you really enjoy Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Well, I'm here to introduce you to something. Jumpchain. Now, Jumpchain is pretty much a writing prompt helper which allows you to add rules to your writing to make it more concise and allow you to be more creative with how you write. I've decided to make this video that'll probably be pretty poor because the only jump chain creator that I've seen is Luciano's Gonzalez, and they only have 690 subscribers, and they have 274 videos, and a majority of them are on this topic. It's a really small Reddit community, and I'm not much of a writer, but I'm really enjoying it. So, let's start off with how this works. Um, it's pretty much a self insert or an OC, and you write them into these stories, and these stories can be from whatever. The main story that people use on the Reddit is that this creature, here's just an example picture that somebody made, called Jumpchain, has pretty much torn you from Earth, or your OC from Earth, to bring them through all of these dimensions for their own amusement. They want to be amused by your antics and what you decide to do on your adventure. So, and you might be wondering, uh, Gagorg, where are these rules? How does it work? Well, these are jump docs, and pretty much it has all the information you need. It gives you a background on whatever it is. In this case, it's Back to the Future, and it gives you all of these rules that you can choose through, so then you can get abilities from this world and learn something from this world. We're gonna use the Back to the Future one as an example for part of it, and we are going to use another jump doc for another example. So, in this Back to the Future jump doc, it pretty much explains the beginning story. Well, not the beginning story. It pretty much goes through all of the basic lore of Back to the Future, all of the time travel hijinks, and it explains to you that you get 1,000 choice points. That is usually the base amount that you get every time. Then age, gender, etc. A lot of the time, it makes you roll on a table for a specific age, or makes you pay a smaller amount of choice points to change your gender. But in this one, it's just free. It's all free. Then you have a location, and sometimes they let you choose. Sometimes they have you roll a die. So, Hill Valley, California, and it says roll a die or choose freely from the following list, and you can pretty much go to any of the times that have appeared in the movies. Then you have an origin, and you can replace any of the canon characters, or you can just be a drop-in as any of the origins. In this case, all of these ones are free, and it gives a little description of like how your character would look in this universe or how they would act more. Sometimes you have to pay for them. And then the perks, a lot of them are free. Well, not a lot of them are free, but you pay the rest of your choice points to get perks, to get abilities that follow you through the rest of the jump chain, which I think is really cool because over time, every single jump, you get more abilities. So like, what doesn't pay now? If your origin was, if your like starting location was 1985B, then you get this for free instead of paying 200 choice points, and then you get the description of it. Now let's use the other example, the Owl House jump chain, to get through the rest of it. So same kind of thing, a little description text, and then it gives you the origins. It gives you the gender. See, this time it has you roll. This time it lets you roll for gender. And then perks, of course. If there's perks that match your origin, they can be bought at half price unless they're 100, because then they're free. That's pretty general in all of them. And there's usually a lot of flavor text, which is it's hard to get through, but it makes it easier to visualize every single time you use this ability or whatever. So next we can go through items. This is the same kind of thing. Items that match your origin can be bought at half price, but when they're 100 choice points, they can be for free. These are undiscounted, which means that they're not related to any origin. These are also things that you can just take wherever. Now, like, there's a lot of choices, right? So you're thinking, I only have 1,000 choice points, and like the average thing is from either 100 to 600, right? So how would you get more points than that? Well, that is with a lot of other ones add extra rules so then you can like fit in better. Drawbacks. Drawbacks, you can take drawbacks to gain choice points back, but it would give you some ailment in your time there. And the time there is usually a decade, but really you have to remember this is all writing prompt. You can choose whatever you want, and it'll still work out because nobody's going to tell you you're doing it wrong. It's like body swap. Yeah, so you have to eventually body swap with one of your friends in this world during your decade. Now, and then those usually range up to some point, and then sometimes there's a drawback cap, so then you don't earn too much points back because you can't be crazy. And then there's companions, which are usually in every single one, and you can pretty much pay lower for a companion that you make up that's in this world, or pay higher to get like a real character that was in the show. For this one, I could pay 200 CP and then get Luz from the Owl House for the rest of the jump chain if I feel like it. You can have up to 8 different companions, and whenever you pay from your pool to import them into whatever world, they also get their own pool and keep those abilities as well. Sometimes they have separate sections where you can just spend more CP, and sometimes like this, like in this magic section, it could be like there's a Monsters Inc. jump, and you can customize how your monstrous form looks, and you get an extra like 300 CP to spend on just that area. And that is right. So then usually the ending of the jump dock is always that you can stay there. You can stay there and live out your days for the rest of your time in the Boiling Isles. Because why not? You can return and you like wake up from Jumpchain's enchantment on you, or you can continue and go on to another jump, right? So that was pretty fast. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're like this wonderful emoji guy, or you're like this box guy and you're like, "What?" Well, I'm going to help you understand it more cuz we are going to go through a jump doc together and write our own kind of story and brainstorm. Meet Seb Hammond. He's a young adult. He can be any kind of guy you want, right? Because you're just writing. Now, um, I've written out lightly how the first jump would go. This is the Pokemon Trainer jump, and usually, if you look on the Reddit, this will be the jump that people tell you to do first because it was the first one made out of all of the thousands and hundreds of jump docs out there. So you get 1,000 choice points, obviously, and then you get all of this stuff, right? So here you can take these things for free. You can also keep the clothes you're wearing right now. Your wallet and cell phone are fair game, but no cell service in different currency, right? So I've listed all that stuff under free stuff, and I have that for the rest of the time, if I feel. Then I get to choose a region, and I rolled a 3 on the 1d8, and I got the Hoenn region, right? Because now we're in like the origin section, right? And then we're under identity, and I rolled 1d8 plus 9 to determine my age, and then I became 11 years old. See, he went from a young adult to whatever he looked like when he was 11. Most of the time, Jumpchain does like a memory wipe on you every time you jump or something, and then I chose drop in, which, to add to what I said on in the middle here, no memory set altering your actions, no history in the world of Pokemon, right? So those are the 3 origin parts for this jump. And then I got to choose a starter Pokemon, and I decided to pay 150 choice points to get the in-region rare Pokemon. And I don't know that much about Pokemon, so I tried looking up stuff, but then I just chose Seedot because I was told that was a rare, wild Pokemon on the internet. And then I paid an extra 50 to make it a shiny Pokemon because it's down here. It says shiny, your starter's a shiny Pokemon. It's entirely cosmetic, but it looks nice, right? And the Pokemon, counts as a companion. And that companion can follow me for the rest of time. Then skills and abilities, this is like the perks section. And I chose free running, combat training, physical fitness, and savant. And here's free running here, 100 CP. Combat training, 100 CP, but it was free for drop-in, which is why I did 0. Physical fitness for 100. And then savant for 300 because it's 600 CP unless you're a drop-in, right? And then items, I decided to get the handgun, the laptop, and the thrust pack because I was just trying to find examples of stuff. So there's the thrust pack. And this one is one of the harder ones to read because a lot of the times it is just a block of text like the other ones. And then here's the drawback section, which in order to get the thrust pack, that was over 1,000. I spent over 1,000, so I needed to get a drawback. So I chose crippled, and that makes it so that I have an amputated leg below the knee. And I think that would mean I have that for the rest of the time. I'm pretty sure there aren't very many jump docs that allow you to get rid of your drawbacks. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't know how much else to explain that. Now, we are going to go through this jump doc and just kind of get the idea of how to pick characters and origins and stuff. So origins, you arrive in Bikini Bottom. Yes, the ocean is a very big place, but somehow all the cool stuff happens in Bikini Bottom, so deal with it. Roll 1d8 plus 17 for your age. So we're going to do 1d8. 1. So I am 18 years old. Age. Now 18 years old. Right, so now he's a little older. So now I can choose to be a drop-in, a colorful fish, an underwater mammal, or a human superhero. Now I'm thinking that I want to be a drop-in because it doesn't cost anything. Origin, drop-in. Right. And then that goes to perks. Of course, origin discounts are 50%. That's nearly set in every single one. Underwater physics. And it's free for everybody. So then 0 underwater physics. Now, I think when writing a Jumpchain story, because this is writing prompt, I would recommend going through the amount of jump docs you want to go through and then writing everything, so that it's more of a coherent story instead of just, oh, I want to do this and then I want to do this and then I want to do this. Like, there should be an arc that your self-insert or OC goes through, I would say, because then it's just like, why are you doing it then? You're just writing it to imagine, which I guess that's the whole point of it, but I don't know. So I get a discount on this one for Jumpy's a Human, which allows me to get people to assume that I'm a member of their species until I reveal it. So 100 Jumpy's a Human. And it kind of just goes through the list. Usually it's sorted by amount of choice points needed to get it, or by origin, so then it's easier to look at. I personally prefer when it's sorted by origin, because then I can just look at one section of the jump doc. But you know, you've learned how to make Krabby Patties. You can make these from any and all ingredients. These wonderful snacks are absolutely delicious. So yeah, same thing. It was discounted for drop-ins. So now I can make Krabby Patties. And then I still have 700 not jump points, Krabby Patty points. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. When doing something you truly love and are experienced in, you may start dancing and singing. Doing so will increase your speed, endurance, and skill to incredible levels. SpongeBob might be limited to baking patties, but this power works just as well with sword fighting, casting, magic, etc. So then I can do that. Living in the sunlight. So now I've only spent 600 points. Of course, it would cost more. Like if I were to do overcooked popcorn, it's discounted for the human superhero, so that would make it 200 if I chose that origin. Now we're gonna skip through the rest of this to see the items. Paddy wagon. This patty-shaped car runs on frying oil. Extra, fairy tales and sea bears are real. Luckily, you've been given a magic crayon that you may use to draw a circle that repels all sea bears. In any other setting, you may choose a single type of monster when first using the crayon. Its circles then exclusively repel that type of monster. Okay, so then we can get that one. 250. What is it called? anti-sea bear circle. Sea bear circle. And then what else do I have? I think I have 50 points left. So then most of the time you don't have to take drawbacks, and it doesn't really matter. And we couldn't pick up any companions because it wasn't listed on the jump dock. Usually it's 150 or 200 to import a companion that you already have, or like 100 to 150 to import, and then it's 200 or 250 to get a canon companion, right? So now that we have this, we can assume that Seb Hammond was a normal guy on Earth. Then he went to sleep or something, or he got sucked through a vortex, or he dreamt that this was happening, and then he woke up as his 11-year-old self in his home in wherever you start in the Hoenn region. Then he gets a C-Dot from the professor, and he gets some Pokemon. Oh, and he's a cripple. He doesn't have a leg. Right? In his time there, he becomes faster, and he gets combat training for some reason. And then he, after 10 years or 1 year or a month or any amount of time, he goes back to sleep, or he gets sucked again, and then he goes into SpongeBob, and he's under the water, and he's still a human, but now he's 7 years older. Now he's 18, and he now knows how to flip Krabby Patties and sing in order to boost his abilities, right? And it can keep going. This was a really bad example. I should have chosen better ones. But usually, Jumpchain at the end, like on the final jump, gives you some great power, and then when you end, you get to keep everything, I think. I think that's what most people have said. What I like to think is that when they go back, it's kind of like the ending of Labyrinth, how all of the things that she experienced in the Labyrinth are just in her room. I think that'd be really cool. But that's pretty much it for Jumpchain. I explained this really fast, but I didn't want this to be like an hour-long video. So if you guys have any questions, if I missed anything on this wonderful small Reddit community called Jumpchain, leave them in the comments. Please, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. I wonder if I'll ever have one stable form of content.